Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. I want to start this video off by saying that I am moving out tomorrow, so this is my last day and last video in this apartment. I am so sad to be leaving and going back to dorm life in a few weeks, but I'm happy to go home for the next couple weeks and enjoy time with my friends and family back home. So last week's video, I talked a little bit about zero waste, low impact, whatever you want to call it. And I just wanted to kind of expand on that this week because last week's video wasn't necessarily beginner tips. It was beginner tips for people who have already decided that they want to go zero waste. And are willing to make sacrifices and compromises, changes that require a little extra effort in order to be low waste. So this video I wanted to talk about like baseline beginner because I think I missed that last video and I think you guys might be interested in that. So if you have never even thought about being zero waste, you've never given thought to how much trash is going out into the world, first thing, do your research and really like look into your mind and take stock of all the things that you are throwing away, have been throwing away, will be throwing away if you don't make a change. And it's a lot. Like I was one of those people that never thought about it before, and it's just wild how much I throw away. I mean, I feel like I don't even use that much stuff, and I felt like that before, but then moving to college really helped me personally to see and take stock of everything just because I was moving to a much smaller space, so I had more things that I needed to get rid of. And so I realized after living in a dorm for months and then living this apartment for a while, I realized that I just have so much stuff that I don't need. So I'm kind of going into an eco-minimalist sort of thing at the moment because I am getting rid of less stuff, trying to figure out what waste I can get rid of and not waste anymore, whether that be giving things to better homes or donating or whatever that is, and just getting rid of the habit in myself to accumulate those things. But back to the topic of this video, the main thing I want to talk about today are the things that I did personally before I knew what low waste was or before I decided that I wanted to put in the effort. So this list is basically things that are more convenient or not less convenient than the wasteful alternatives. There are some things that will save you money, and then other things that are just easy to do and not necessarily a sacrifice or compromise. So the first thing, not the first thing that I did, but the first thing I want to talk about, I don't really know the timeline of these because this stuff has happened over years, but the first thing I would say to try to change is a reusable water bottle. And this is a convenient and money saver option, so I think it would be good to start off with. Getting you a reusable water bottle will save you money because you won't be buying the plastic water bottles if you're used to buying them. It'll save you a lot of money because you can just fill up your reusable water bottle at any sink you're comfortable with, and that is it. That's all you have to do. You can carry it around with you all day. You don't need to carry like 2 or 3 or 4 even of the plastic water bottles. You can just use that, and that'll save a ton of plastic. That one small step will save so much. And a lot of people in the zero waste movement have mentioned these things that I'm talking about in this video. They're more like the big 4 kind of things, like the first couple things you can do. I'm not gonna reference all of the 4. There's a few beginner things that are like huge changes, so even if you just want to make these changes and don't want to put in the extra effort, then you'll still be saving a lot of plastic. And we need a lot of people doing zero waste imperfectly than we do a few people doing zero waste perfectly. So take what you will from this video and my last video and the other videos. I will talk about zero waste and see what works for you. So the next thing is stop getting plastic bags at the grocery store. Reusable bags are so inexpensive. Sometimes, I don't know if they do it now, but a lot of stores, like back when reusable bags were getting more popular, they were giving them away free, or free with a certain dollar amount purchase, or like tacking them on for $1, or they could be sold for a couple bucks. So if you don't have any already, which I'm probably certain that most people do have at least one already, definitely remember to bring that with you to the grocery store and any other store that you go to. I have a lot of the foldable ones. I have this one. It's not in here right now, it's in my kitchen, but it folds up and fits in here. And this is small enough, it's smaller, about the same size as my hand, so I could just fit this in my purse, no problem, and I can just take it with me wherever I go. I also have a keychain one that folds up into like a little sphere and a keychain, so that one works and it's really convenient. Or you can get the really big ones like the TJ Maxx or IKEA bags, depending on how much shopping you're planning to do. Really, just any kind of bag will work as long as it's reusable. You can make your own bags from clothes that you no longer wear. The possibilities are endless, so remember to bring those when you shop. When I was in England, I was really surprised that a lot of the stores would charge extra for the plastic bags, and I think that's something we should really adopt in America to try to keep people from using the plastic bags. Encouraging bringing your own bags, and Target actually has already made a step in that direction. You can save 5 cents per reusable bag, or maybe it's just if you bring reusable bags you get 5 cents off, I don't know. But it's just a little bit, but it adds up in the long run if you're using a reusable bag every time you shop. The next thing I want to talk about is not buying retail. This will save you lots and lots of money, and it will just introduce you to new styles, new things, and it really frees your mind when you're not focused on being on trend and buying things from fast fashion stores to match your peers or whatever's in style. When I was 15, I got hired at a Plato's Closet, and it honestly changed my life. I'm basically ruined on retail. I cannot buy retail clothes anymore because I'm like, more than $14 for a pair of jeans is outrageous. So definitely start buying your clothes secondhand at thrift stores, anything you can do. By buying clothes at a retail store, you are buying into their market, and their market is trying to sell things to you. So not only is that you accumulating more things that you don't need and use, but also it's just a major problem for the landfills. I know a lot of companies, if they don't sell the clothes that they have, they'll just trash them and they'll cut through them, or they'll do something to them to where they can't be used by anyone if they were to be found in the dumpsters. So that's definitely not good for the environment. It's not good logically. It's just not good all around. So definitely buy clothes secondhand. This saves you tons and tons of money. Like I said, I usually pay about $12 to $14 per pair of jeans, and they can last me a really long time. This is also really important if you are someone like me who changes sizes a lot. I'm more stable now, but before, like a couple years ago, I was fluctuating a lot. Just because I guess I was hitting my final growth spurt, or I was growing into my body, I don't know, but I was changing sizes a lot, so I had to buy a ton of clothes and get rid of clothes, get clothes back. So it was just really easy for me to buy secondhand because I wasn't spending so much money, and I could only wear things a couple times before I had to get rid of it anyway. But now all my stuff's secondhand pretty much, and it works great for me. So definitely give it a shot. Another thing that kind of goes along with buying secondhand is selling or donating your clothes that you have. Do not just throw them away if they are perfectly usable for somebody else. They can be usable in a multitude of ways. The fabric can be used for rags, or the clothing themselves can be used to be worn. So definitely take that into consideration when you're getting rid of clothes. Have a yard sale. Trade people in your area, sell to people in your area on Facebook Marketplace or other platforms. I sell on Poshmark, so I'm able to give things to people who really want them. And also you can sell to consignment stores like Plato's Closet, stuff like that. Or you can just donate to Goodwill or another thrift store, or even better than donating to a thrift store, donate to a local organization for the needy, such as churches or other places like that, who will actually give the clothes away, not for profit. They'll give them away to people who actually need them instead of people having to buy the clothes. Just give them to people who need them. Give things away for free. If you don't need them, don't just throw them away. Make sure to use what you have and don't buy new things until you use what you have to the fullest. Next thing is not really a waste thing. It kind of is, but more goes along the lines of low impact, is turning off the lights and the water when you're not using them. Turn off the lights if you're not in a room. If it's sunny outside and it's nice, then you can open the blinds and turn off your light and just rely on the sun. You can do little things like that, and it makes such a huge difference over your whole lifetime. It will save you money on power because you won't be running unnecessary electricity into your house, but also it's good for the environment. And same for water. Turn the water off if you're washing dishes or brushing your teeth, or don't turn the water on and wait for it to get warm before you get in the shower. If your shower does not get warm, I understand. I don't want to be in a cold shower either, but don't just let it run and while you do something else and then you come back and it's warm. Like, at least feel it and then hop in as it's warm enough for you to get into it. Or even consider fixing it to where it will be warm when you turn it on instead of having to wait. Those are really good options. They save you a little bit of money at a time. It definitely accumulates over the long run, and it's also great for the environment. Lastly, take stock of the things that you have that are wasteful and just keep that in mind, because if you keep it in your mind that something is wasteful, you might want to make a change about it, whether it's less convenient or not. So if you notice that you have 10 products in the bathtub and they're all plastic, then maybe you should consider the things that you can do to change that if that's something that you're interested in. If you keep it in your mind, you'll be more likely to be aware next time you're shopping and be like, oh, I don't really think that's a good idea. So just keep stock of what you need, what you have. Just make sure that you keep the environment in mind during your purchases, and then maybe you'll be more adept, capable of seeing the problems and being more equipped to fix them. That's all for this video this week. Sorry it's short, but I am packing and moving out tomorrow, so I definitely gotta get on that. As you can see, my room is a mess. Well, the bed's not made, that's not really a mess, but it is a mess. So I really need to get on that. So short video this week, but I will see you next week from my house, and we'll talk about something else. Bye, y'all.